Guys, my reaction to the new Renaissance movie by Beyonce. You already know. This movie was phenomenal, guys. She didn't just show like the concert of her performance, she also showed the back behind the scenes, which was very fascinating. I thought this movie is probably the best concert movie I've seen in a long time because usually I don't really watch documentaries slash like concert films, but this was definitely the best one. Sadly, I know you guys are probably going to hate on me, but I think it was better than Taylor Swift. The reason why, and said when I watched the Taylor Swift one, she didn't show like the behind the scenes in that. It was just like a concert, then they kind of cut it in between, things like that. But this was more than just like a concert movie. She got to show like the family life, her traveling to France, her showing her daughter like Blue Ivy shout out, but showing her daughter like how to do some things. And her daughter's very like educated. She was picking up on little things like, "Mommy, don't worry about this, don't worry about that, just focus on this." So they were like on a time, like a time lapse. Like they were trying to speed up time by creating as much ideas that they can to let their team know, like, "Hey, I want to do it like this and that way." So there's a lot of demand, but also she let them know, like, you know what I mean, like we ain't just trying to put up just a show. We trying to put up like creativity. So the creativity side of the Beyonce movie was awesome. She got to show like how they put the screen up by scratch. She said all this stuff was by hand. She said that it's not just a screen; they had to do it by hand for the stadium concert. So they had to put like the speaker or like little parts to the screen. Yeah, it almost looks like speakers, but yeah, it was like speakers attached to the screen. I can't explain it, but they were trying to put that together, like almost like building a wall. She said that they were putting like harnesses on the back of their like shirts and like literally like moving up just to put it together. So the movie itself, guys, I don't want to give too much away, but I kind of do because it's just so much, man. Like so much that they do in order to put out a show. She said it took her 4 years to create this show, the Renaissance. So she already had it planned out 4 years ago. She just now started going on tour now. So it all makes sense why while we're all on the internet looking at whatever, they're planning out stuff ahead of time. So who knows, after the Renaissance, they might make a mega Renaissance. We don't know. They might have like, all sorts of like activities or something. That'd be crazy. But I know Beyonce as a whole, like with the money that they have, they could be able to do almost anything. So the budget is super high as well as record labels, helping out behind the scenes. But majority of their money they're investing in other stuff other than just concert, like where you just perform and that's it. They're investing in the lights, all that stuff. So the money involved was definitely all hands on. She also talked about her knee, like hurting as well because on one of the scenes behind the scenes they kind of show a little bit of it. She got injured, so they were trying to like put her on in the sky. You know what I mean? Like what you see with like Chris Brown or something like that. They put a harness on her on the sky. She like hit her knee on the side of the stage. They said there was like a metal in the way, so she got injured a little while ago behind the scenes. So they had to like put her on like a mini rehab where they had to have her stretch and put like a knee brace around her knee. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that I didn't know of that I was like, whoa, what the heck? So it's very competitive. She's definitely a phenomenal performer ever since 27 years, which is crazy. I never knew that as well. So she's been in the game since 27 years ago, which was 1997. She said, yeah, in a documentary, 1997. So it just shows you like she been, this ain't her first rodeo. Like, you know what I mean? She been doing this for a while. Thanks for her dad as well, pushing her when she was younger. I mean, she was literally dancing at 12 years old with the like girls and like her doing like just singing, dance and stuff like that, like basic stuff. So she been in the game for a while, and her parents had the money in order to make her the way that she is now. So it's just a lot of help involved. That's the beauty about it. When you have family that's interested in what you're doing, they get to help you and they get to put you out there. So that kudos to her, man. That documentary was definitely the best documentary I've probably seen in a minute. Besides all the shaking and stuff. I mean, if you guys don't like it, don't watch it. But there is a lot of like shaking, body movement. That's just Beyonce as a whole. Her backup dancers, majority of them, are like obviously, gay. But other than that, they just accept it. They just had fun, and that's the thing I got to give her credit on was she allowed other people that didn't have much to be able to be part of her backup team. So I got to give her credit on that. It was like people that really grew up with nothing. Like they just had a lot of good dancing skills. One of the ladies went viral. Well, even though her wig fell off, she said in her TikTok, she was talking about how she went viral from just that little ballet thing, and then Beyonce picked up on it. So her team picked up on it. So it just shows, man, like you never know if you put out one video, you never know what's gonna happen. Even if it's like dancing, a music video, maybe they like the song, stuff like that. You just never know. And I think that's what it boils down to is just just keep trying, keep doing something that's gonna make society happy. You know what I mean? Even if it's dancing, singing a song for them or something like that, because someone out there is probably watching, and that's the scary thing about the internet. You don't know who's watching in a good way and a bad way as well. So that's what that documentary showed me, that you can almost do anything as long as you have the right people around you, the right team, and then you can also make some things happen. Even with people that are like dancing with her team, they didn't have much. You know what I mean? They're literally traveling all over the world for the first time, traveling with Beyonce's team, all that stuff. So it just shows, man, it's more than just the music. It's all about the lighting, she said, about the setup, about like the movement as well, the body movement, making sure like everyone's on point. Practicing over and over again, like practicing, working on their craft, almost like what LeBron does, keep shooting. Steph Curry does, keep shooting, keep working on the foot work as well. It's just like a athlete. She was training herself just like an athlete to make it this far. So kudos to the family, to Nolas. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Nolas. Yeah, Nolas. I don't know how to say it, but I think it's Nolas, their last name. But yeah, it just shows you, man. If you put your heart to it and you put your dedication in one thing at a time, something might happen eventually. And I told myself I almost wanted to be a backup dancer after that. You know what I mean? It just shows you, like, creativity could go a long way. And that's what I liked about that documentary. There was some teary-eyed moments because she's a mom. You know what I mean? She's trying to spend as much time as she can with her kids, but at the same time, she still got to make money, still got to perform, things like that. So she was showing how, as a mom, it's tough you have to try to balance being a mom as well as like being on stage. And that's what made that documentary like really shine, is that she was trying to balance both things at once. By after she performs, let me check on my kids, I still got to be a mom, still got to do this. They showed Jay-Z, but Jay-Z didn't really have much to say, which was interesting. He was just talking about how Blue Ivy did a great job and stuff like that. So he was like pretty much quiet because it was her documentary, you know what I mean? So he probably told him himself, let me just step out of the way, let me just be that little extra cameo and stuff like that. So he didn't have really much to say at all, really, in the documentary. He just said that she did a great job, Blue Ivy, and stuff like that, and then how you feel after your last concert, things like that. So he was checking up on her, but the cameraman was showing mainly Beyonce, but it also showed how Jay-Z was around while they were like rehearsing and things like that. So he was very hands-on. I got to give him credit for that. Very hands-on Beyonce's craft with this Renaissance tour, because he probably has something to say. And then they had credits from The Dream as well. Kendrick Lamar was in it for that one scene for America Has a Problem. That song was tough. He came out of nowhere to start rapping. I was like, that was crazy. Who else? Diana Ross. Yep, Diana Ross was performing on her birthday because she's like, Beyonce performed on mine. So I wanted to surprise her. I thought that was cool. But yeah, there was just a lot. There was like about 4 to 5 special guests. They showed Lil Nas X in the crowd as well. Megan Thee Stallion. Yep, Megan Thee Stallion was in the documentary for that one song because they performed in Texas. So I thought that was super cool. But yeah, we could just call this video a spoiler alert because I kind of remember as much as I can to talk about it in the video. So it's just, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in, a lot to give in as well. Like, holy macaroni, this is how the industry works. She said that. She also mentioned how it's not easy to be part of this industry. You got to make a lot of this, make a lot of that. So she got very like teary-eyed at the moment. Like, I've worked my butt off all these years, my family and the support, this and that. And there was also a unique thing that she mentioned about her clothes. A lot of her clothes were done by her uncle. I forgot his name, but he passed away, sadly. And I remember they said that in a documentary that he made all her clothes. So like all the clothes that you see in the documentary, he made majority of those. She had one more outfit they showed at the end of the concert slash movie where they showed like her last outfit that was made. So it just shows, man, the family was hands-on. They said all this stuff was made from scratch. I was like, what? No way. They did all this stuff by hand. Even when it came to, like, the setup, all by hand. Like, that's the thing. You don't get artists that do a whole setup like that. That was all by hand. So that's what made Beyonce's concert better than Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift, let's be honest, she's awesome and stuff, but she didn't show the whole behind the scenes. They didn't show, like, the backstage or nothing. I watched the movie. I didn't see no backstage stuff. Beyonce showed every little thing, like even when they were traveling in between cuts, like it was like a concert, then they cut it, and that's when they were showing like background stuff about how I want it done this way, I want the lights a little like bright on me and stuff. That's what she was talking about. She had a little sassiness because she even admitted it. She said sometimes I can be a and then be like cool at the same time, but she tries to balance being a you know, I don't like cussing, but she's like, I'm trying to balance of being a bit and then being like out of my character. So she was also mentioning how like she could be very competitive because that's how it is, demand, especially if you know you spent all that money on your stuff. You want to make sure your stuff look good on you and your backup team as well. So it was all about the lighting, bro. Like it was just more. It was more than just performing. Like she said, it's all about the lighting, the stage presentation, making sure everyone's on point, making sure the lighting is on point, all that stuff. So I got to give her credit for putting that diva game on. You know what I mean? The songs that she performed, I was impressed too. She performed Diva, the Renaissance, the Formation song, the whole Renaissance album. What else? She didn't perform Upgrade. I was mad about that. Or Deja Vu. I was kind of mad about that. She did perform Drunken Love. Drunken Love was one of my favorite songs. Crazy in Love, of course. She performed that. Single Ladies. She didn't perform Single Ladies. I just thought about that. They didn't show that in the documentary. It would have been too long of a documentary, but yeah, there's a lot of unedited stuff I think they didn't put in the concert because that means it would have been past 3 hours. So I respect that. They kind of kept it straight to the point, like the Renaissance. I was also going to mention about the bodysuit was crazy as well. She had like a robotic outfit that was like almost like AI. That was the best scene of the whole like documentary. She comes out like this, like with the whole robot thing, and it kind of opens up, and then that's when she kind of walks out. I was like, this is crazy. I had the goosebumps seeing that. It was like a robotic suit. It was like, and she just came out like, don't, and with the lighting, dun, and that's when she started going in. Like, she started rapping as well. She had a little rapping because, you know, some of them songs she raps in it. But she started going crazy like, dun. But yeah, that documentary gave me the goosebumps because if you watch it in a movie theater, you're gonna love it. But if you watch it at home, it's not the same. Like you watch that at the movie theater, you can hear the background, the surround system. It all comes in at once. It felt like I was at a concert. I was like nodding my head the whole time. Like I wanted to dance, but I was like, I don't want to look like a goofball. But it was tempting to just get up and dance. Like most people, if they would have saw that Beyonce concert, whatever, at the theater, they would have started dancing. But I was shocked no one was really dancing. They were just kind of having their phones out with the flashlight and was like that. But it wasn't anything like crazy. I thought it was going to be like a whole party. I think if I would have went a bigger screening of Beyonce, if it wasn't sold out, they would have went crazy. But that's the thing. That's the downside. It's sold out. I was so mad about that because I was debating on watching the 8 o'clock one or the 7:30, and I ended up having to watch the 7:30 because I asked the lady, I was like, "Do you guys have any more showtimes for the 8 o'clock?" It said sold out. I was like, "Damn." I was mad about that though because to watch a Beyonce concert in a bigger screen would have been wild because the bigger screen is the IMAX, so it's like it's extreme digital straight up. Like the sound system would have been insane. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully, if they make another one, like a Chris Brown one or Eminem, I got to see that in the big screen. There's no way in heck you're going to say no. I'm watching that in the big screen. But I was watching that in like a medium screen. You can still feel the bass because I was on the bottom of the floor, so I could feel the bass like boom, boom. Yeah, it was crazy. But the screening for my Showtime wasn't like there was a lot of people, but it didn't feel like it was like really sold out because it was a smaller theater. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I think the next movie I'm gonna check out is the Bob Marley one. That's the one for next year in March. So that gives me enough time to like think about when I want to see it. Probably most likely opening week for Bob Marley. Yeah, and then we could talk about that next. But yeah, I just wanted to mention, guys, that as well with my new phone. So that's even better. Get some more content back on this as a whole new start on a new phone. So yeah, just stay tuned, guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. I know you guys are gonna have mixed feelings about the Beyonce Taylor Swift one, but let's be honest, I thought Beyonce won that one when it came to behind the scenes, the lighting. She also showed support before I end this video. She showed support to her crew too. So, you know, she's not fake. But they put the cameras on her crew and they had an interview with one-on-one with her crew. So I got to give her credit with that as well. One of the ladies that was her backup dancer was pregnant and she was still backup dancing. Then she had like another lady that just grew up from nothing and she was like part of her team. So I got to give Beyonce credit for showing her team as well as a support. So that's what made her stand out. She showed each individual that was part of her backup dancer team like as much as she could. She showed them and then she had them interviewed. So I thought that was super cool. But yeah, it was more than just watching it just to watch for the concert. They were showing like each individual like this is my dad, this is my mom, you know. And then it was like her backup dancers as well. So it was on point, guys. You guys can't go wrong with that. But other than that though, guys, like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I pretty much remembered as much as I can. Put this in a video. I'm going to put a spoiler alert so you guys know it's a spoiler alert. Because there's no way I want to keep this video short. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see how many views you guys gave me on the last one. So Let's keep it going, guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment.